The movie opens as we see four skilled demon hunters on a dangerous mission to hunt one of the most powerful creatures known to exist, a nine-tailed fox demon. The Demon Hunter Temple has pursued this demon for years due to its immense power, as well as its cunning mind and ability to manipulate humans. Determined to stop this from happening, the demon hunters set out to track the demon down. Among them is Yan Chixia, a talented and disciplined warrior known for his exceptional tracking abilities and strong sense of duty, and alongside him is Jiang, his lover. After days of searching, Yan finally picks up the demon's trail and leads the group to an abandoned temple hidden deep within the forest. Without wasting any time, they move in to confront the demon, but soon the fox demon reveals himself. He appears calm at first and is almost amused by their presence, as if he had been expecting them all along. But the moment the hunters attack, the situation quickly spirals into chaos. The demon hunters immediately strike with their own powers, and the fight becomes inevitable. The nine-tailed fox demon releases its magic to stop the hunters, but the group manages to restrain him with enchanted ropes. The ropes prove too weak, allowing the demon to break free and unleash its ultimate power and turn the hunters against each other. Amid the struggle, the leader is gravely wounded by Yan's sword, which horrifies the demon hunters. Next, we see that Yan is still under the fox demon's spell and almost tries to kill Jiang, but he soon manages to snap back to reality and rushes to attack the demon. After a long and intense battle, he finally gains the upper hand and defeats the fox demon, bringing relief to everyone. However, they soon notice the kidnapped girl, who has already been infected with the demon's power and will eventually transform into a demon herself, so they have no choice but to kill her. Trouble arises when they discover that Jiang has also been scarred by the fox demon, so she will soon turn into a half-demon and will be unable to survive without consuming human hearts. Upon seeing this, a senior hunter suggests they should kill her immediately to prevent endangering others. However, Yan disagrees, as he has loved Jiang for a long time and cares for her. The senior hunter begins to attack Jiang, but Yan intervenes and saves his beloved. The couple then promise to meet in their village in 3 days and plan to run away together if they can't find a cure. Before leaving, Jiang asks if he will still love her if she becomes a demon, and Yan tearfully assures her that he will. The next day, Yan is arrested by the priest of the temple for prioritizing personal feelings over his duty and letting Jiang escape. We also learn that they have sent several people to hunt Jiang down and kill her so she cannot endanger society. This devastates Yan, and he curses the master before resigning from his position as a demon hunter. In response, the master punishes him by performing a ritual to erase Yan's memories so he will forget Jiang. At the same time, the master enhances Yan's abilities, granting him a special vision that can see the true aura of demons, making it impossible for him to be deceived. Soon, Yan loses all memories and feelings for Jiang and becomes a completely different person. Later, when a demon hunter asks how the curse can be undone, the master explains that it can only be lifted by taking both the snake venom and a lotus seed. The scene then shifts to many years later, where we see a female royal guard named Mei reporting to the emperor that his most treasured possession, the golden lotus heirloom, has been stolen by someone. This artifact is not only extremely valuable, but also holds mysterious powers that can influence life and death. The emperor becomes furious and immediately orders Mei to find the golden lotus heirloom before it can be misused by anyone. At the same time, a young and intelligent detective named Feng is investigating a string of bizarre and unsettling deaths in the city. All the victims share the same disturbing condition: their hearts have been removed. With no logical explanation in sight, Feng begins to suspect that supernatural forces are at play, and he joins forces with Mei, as they believe that both cases are connected. Not long after, we see Yan arriving at a village to hunt down dangerous demons in the area. He soon senses something unusual, and using his enhanced vision, he detects a demonic presence nearby. Following the trail, he enters a crowded bar where a beautiful dancer is performing. To everyone else, she appears completely normal, but to Yan, her true nature is revealed. She is a snake demon in disguise. With courage and determination, he immediately attacks the demon and causes chaos in the bar. The woman then transforms into a giant snake and strikes at Yan, knocking him to the ground. Yan then releases his magical sword and casts a spell to prevent the demon from escaping. In the end, the snake demon is easily defeated by Yan and is sealed in his magical bag. After the battle, Yan discovers something unexpected. The snake demon was in possession of the golden lotus heirloom. Unaware of its full significance, he puts it in his bag and takes it with him. On the other hand, Feng and Mei are informed of an unusual riot in a village and rush there immediately. By the time they reach the bar, Yan has gone with the box containing the golden lotus heirloom. This leaves them with no choice but to gather information about him from the villagers who witnessed the events. Next, Yan checks into a local inn where he decides to spend the night. Late at night, while Yan is sleeping in his room, a female demon slips in to steal the golden lotus heirloom lying beside him, but she's caught off guard when Yan wakes just in time and stops her before she can get away. Using his enhanced vision, he can immediately sense that she is a fox demon. Yan then wraps her in a magical rope and secures her inside the demon bag to ensure she can't escape. The next morning, Yan wakes up to find a beautiful girl sleeping beside him, which startles him. The girl, whose name is Siru, is also shocked to discover herself next to a stranger and begins to panic. When Yan checks his magical bag, he finds it empty, and it turns out that the demon he had captured is gone. Although Ciro appears entirely human, Yan senses something unusual about her and realizes she carries both human and demonic energy. At the same time, news of the Emperor's missing daughter spreads across the kingdom, and it is revealed that the daughter is none other than Ciro. Later, the innkeeper is shocked to see a woman in Yan's room who wasn't there the previous night. Yan explains to the innkeeper that the girl with him is a fox spirit. However, Ciro insists that she is human and even claims she is the Emperor's daughter. Determined to prove the truth, Yan tries to detect her supernatural energy, but to his surprise, the fox aura within her is gone, and all he senses now is an ordinary girl. Determined to uncover the truth, Yan takes her to a hidden realm called Wuling Qi, a secret marketplace that can only be accessed using a special amulet. This magical market is filled with enchanted weapons and equipment designed for hunting demons. Elsewhere, Feng and Mei arrive at the inn to find Yan, but he is gone once again. They learn that he was seen with a woman who might be the Emperor's daughter. The two search his room and discover a talisman paper smeared with blood attached to an object. This shocking discovery makes them realize that Ciro has been taken to the magical world along with Yan. Elsewhere, Yan and Ciro arrive at Wuling Qi and book a room for the night. Yan intends to prove to Ciro that a demon resides within her, so he begins preparing a ritual to draw it out of her body. However, just as the ritual is about to start, Feng and Mei arrive and try to stop Yan, believing he is about to harm the Emperor's daughter. Yan insists that she is not human but a demon, yet they refuse to believe him. This misunderstanding quickly escalates into a battle between them, and they brutally attack each other. The fight is finally interrupted when the being inside Ciro finally makes herself known, revealing that she really is a demon. She introduces herself as Karong and explains that she borrowed Ciro's body on purpose just to save her life. Karong tells how, many years ago, the Emperor had saved her after she was badly injured in a fight with another demon. To repay his kindness, she decided to channel some of her demonic power into Ciro, who was gravely ill and born with very weak immunity. This is why two souls now coexist in one body, Ciro's and Karong's. Upon hearing this, everyone is shocked, and they all return to meet the Emperor. There, Karong explains that she came to Yan's room to retrieve the Golden Lotus heirloom, which had previously been stolen by a demon. The Emperor adds that the Golden Lotus seeds are invaluable for saving lives and extending the lifespan of his daughter, who is about to die soon because of her illness. Hearing this, Yan hands over the Golden Lotus heirloom without hesitation to save Ciro's life. However, when they inspect it, the heirloom suddenly turns into an ordinary brush, revealing that someone had swapped it with a fake. Seeing this, Feng suspects that the thief is a criminal named Gutu, who had been locked in prison for attempting to steal the Golden Lotus just days ago. They rush to his cell, only to find that he has mysteriously vanished, leaving everyone worried. In another scene, we see Gutu arriving to sneak into the Emperor's palace. The troops try to stop him, but Gutu, revealed to be a demon, easily defeats them. At this moment, Feng, Yan, Mei, and Ciro arrive and try to confront him, but they are no match for his immense power. It is soon revealed that Gutu is the reincarnation of the demon king Gamaguchi, who is known for his overwhelming strength. Surprisingly, he declares that he has no intention of hurting or killing anyone, as he only wants the Golden Lotus. This revelation shocks everyone, as it becomes clear that Gutu is not the real thief and is also searching for the heirloom. Next, Gutu notices black blood coming from Yan's nose and warns him about a poison in his body, likely left by the snake demon. He tells Yan that he may die soon and asks him to find the Golden Lotus for him within a day. This is because Yan is apparently doomed, and the only way to cure him is to consume the Golden Lotus seed. Afterward, Gutu heads to the market in search of some food, where he suddenly spots a woman carrying the Golden Lotus heirloom. This makes the man excited, so he immediately moves to seize it without any hesitation. Days later, two women, Bai Hong and Huan, arrive at the Emperor's residence to deliver shocking news. Gutu has passed away. Bai Hong introduces herself as Gutu's wife and reveals that she is a supernatural swan. She explains that she and Gutu have been together for hundreds of years, using the lotus seeds to prolong their lives. However, while Bai Hong was away on some business, she received news that the Golden Lotus of the Emperor had disappeared and that Gutu had suddenly ended up in prison. To investigate, she hired Huan and instructed her to track down the Golden Lotus. It is then revealed that Huan herself stole the heirloom, as she is a professional thief. Through a flashback, we see that it was Huan whom Gutu had approached a few days earlier upon seeing the Golden Lotus heirloom. However, there were no seeds left in the heirloom because while Huan was distracted, the waiter had accidentally taken the seeds and cooked them. Gutu didn't mind and ate one of the seeds, while saving the rest for his wife. Unfortunately, the seeds were poisonous and he instantly succumbed to death. In the present, Bai Hong reveals that the Golden Lotus contains 4 seeds, 2 poisonous and 2 healers, and that Gutu had accidentally taken one of the poisonous ones. Everyone is shocked and asks how they can tell which is which. Bai Hong explains that only she can distinguish the poisonous seeds from the healing ones. She offers to help them, but notes that there are only 3 seeds left, so she needs one for herself and can give the remaining 2 to them. The group agrees, and Bai Hong uses one of the healing seeds to revive her husband, who suddenly comes back to life. Now, only 2 seeds remain and one is poisonous, while the other one is a healer. Yan needs a seed because he is dying from the snake venom, while at the same time, Ciro also needs a seed, as she is gravely ill and may die soon. This puts everyone in a difficult dilemma, so in the end, Yan decides to give the healing seed to Siru. He then takes the poisonous one himself, though he does not die immediately. That night, Feng and Mei make a shocking discovery when they find the Emperor's body, which appears to be several days old. They realize that the Emperor they have been dealing with is an imposter and rush to confront him at his residence. At first, the fake Emperor denies the accusation, but he soon reveals his true form, which is a demon. It turns out he was the one behind the forgery of the fake Golden Lotus heirloom, but Huan stole the real one from him. Furthermore, he is the demon responsible for taking people's hearts and spreading terror throughout the town. Next, the demon attacks Feng and Mei, showing just how powerful he is and that ordinary humans stand no chance against him. He quickly possesses Feng's body and intends to take his heart. However, just when it seems all hope is lost, Yan suddenly appears, saving his friends and finally taking down the demon. Sadly, the poison in his body proves too strong, and he eventually collapses, leaving Feng and Mei devastated. The next day, we see Feng, Mei, and Siro burying Yan and holding a small funeral in his honor. Afterwards, Siro goes to the lake when, suddenly, the demon inside her finally leaves her body. This weakens Siru, and she collapses and seemingly dies. The demon then takes physical form, revealing herself to be none other than Zhang, Yan's lover, whom we saw at the beginning of the movie. Days later, Feng and Mei learn about Siru's death and hear that one of the strongest demons has awakened. They immediately set out to find Zhang and soon corner her in a forest. It is then revealed that Zhang is the true mastermind behind everything. She used Siru for her own selfish motives and then abandoned her. Next, Feng and Mei try to attack her, but they are no match for Zhang, who is far too powerful. She is about to kill both of them when, all of a sudden, Yan rises from his grave. It turns out that the snake venom neutralizes the effect of the lotus seed, which has now brought him back to life. Seeing the fox spirit in front of him, Yan prepares to kill her, not realizing that the demon before him is his former lover. Following this, the two engage in an intense fight, and after a long battle, Yan manages to drive his sword into Jiang's body. This leaves Jiang heartbroken, as she never expected him to hurt her like this, and in return she also stabs him brutally. At that moment, all of Yan's memories of Zhang begin to return, leaving him shaken. Zhang accuses him of betraying her, saying she trusted him and waited for him at the place they had agreed to meet, only for demon hunters to arrive and try to kill her instead. However, Yan explains that it was not he, but the master who sent the hunters after her. He says he did come to meet her afterward, but found only the corpses of villagers. To prove his sincerity, he shows her the jewelry he had kept, which he found in the place where they were supposed to meet. Upon seeing this, Zhang feels regretful and begins to cry, but unfortunately it is too late as Yan has now passed away. This leaves Zhang heartbroken, and she gently kisses him before deciding to sacrifice herself so that he can live again. After that, Zhang willingly gives her soul to Yan, and moments later, he begins to wake up. Yan soon realizes that Zhang's soul is now inside him, and he starts to feel her emotions and memories. He sees how she was cornered by the demon hunters and brutally attacked, and in a shocking twist, it is revealed that it was the master who turned Zhang into a demon. The truth comes out that the master wanted Zhang to kill Yan and had orchestrated everything from the beginning. As the movie ends, a shocked Yan says there are countless ways to kill him and wonders why the master chose to use Zhang for the mission.